Hello guys. Today we have an interactive section here with a 200 level student of the University of Lagos, Unilag. So we want him to introduce himself. Mr. Muyiwa, can you please introduce yourself to us?
Hello, everyone. My name is Muiwa Wamdoju. I'm a student of the University of Lagos. I'm currently in 200 levels, studying English language.
Okay, Mr.
Yeah.
Muyiwa, we want to know what year you gain your admission into Unilag.
Okay. I did my jam in 2020, and we had to wait for 2021 sets. So in short, I had my admission in 2021. Yeah, 2021. That was when we had our admission. Yeah.
Okay, you actually answered the second question, which was what test was that? So over to the third question. What do you think about Unilag Post-Utme exam for 2023/2024? I guess. Post-Utme exam. What do you think about it?
Okay. To me, Unilag online examination will be fine, and it is just a means to prepare the student for what they're going to meet when they get to the school. So it is a prep ahead of what they might likely meet in school. There are exams that you have to take online, and they will be monitored via the use of proctor and speech detector. You have to on your microphone and all. So I think it's the best. It's the best at this point in time to reduce the rate of accidents and fuel scarcity. Before you have to run to school to go get your exam done, you can sit at the comfort of your house and get it done. So it will actually help a lot of students to save cost and then to let them see what they want to face when they get into the school.
All right. Now over to the next question we have for you. We actually know you have gained admission into Unilag, but we need to know your aggregate and your score for the post-UTME exam. We just want to know.
Okay, for the Post-Utme exam, I had 21.75. In Unilag, the score, the grade point is calculated by two questions. Like there is 0.75 mark attached to each question. So, and it is over 40. So they would calculate and divide it. When you had that, it will give you a total of 30. So I had 21.75. And for my aggregate, departmental cutoff, I had 66.1%. And at that time, the merit cutoff was 65% for English. So it was 65%. And the catchment for Ogun State was around 62. So I was ahead of my catchment area, which was Ogun State, and the merit cutoff mark. So I had a mark above the merit cutoff mark.
Wow, that's really awesome. And so, what was the cutoff mark for that year actually? What was Unilag cutoff mark for your seats? We would like to know so that we can plan ahead of time.
Okay, for the set is general. Unilag doesn't have a change in their cutoff mark for JAM. That's 200. So any information telling students that they can get admission with any mark lesser than 200, it is scam. It is not real. It is not true. So for departmental cutoff mark, it varies based on the number of students that applied for the course and the level of intelligence they've shown in that course. So they have to grade it. They have to sort it out from the person who scored best. So the person who scored best will determine what other people would do, whether they will be chosen or not, or what the cutoff mark will be pegged at. Do you get my point now? So judging by that, the cutoff mark is not static. There are years that it will be increased, and there are also years that it will be decreased. So it depends on the numbers of applicants and how intelligent they are to study that course.
Okay. I guess our audience are listening and taking and marking out these points. So over to the next question. We actually want to know how many people applied for Unilag during your seats.
For the numbers of people who applied during my set, if I'm not mistaken, were more than 33,000. Yeah, if we're not mistaken, we're more than 33,000. And out of that number, I think a total of 10,000 to 11,000 were chosen. Yeah, more than 33,000 those who applied. It
Wow.
is one of the schools that a lot of aspirants want to be, they want to come to that school. They dreamt about it, like they say. So they want to actually fulfill that dream of coming to Unilag. So a lot of people go for this school and it's increased in number. So I think currently Unilag is still one of the most sought after schools in the recent examination.
So Unilag is so competitive, like
Yeah,
wow.
highly competitive.
Wow.
Highly
So
competitive.
okay. So over to the next question we have for you. Okay. Do you have any idea about 2023 post-UTME exam? Do you have any idea about it? When it's going to start or when the exam will commence? Can you just give us a feedback on that?
Okay, the exam is starting on the 31st of July, rather. The 31st of July 2023. They would commence the exam. Although the registration form is out, students can register on the school portal, get their examination pass and all. But the exam will start officially on the 31st of July 2023. And, to each student, they've given them the time and the dates on the applicant exam pass. So they'll be able to do the exam because it is highly programmed. If you should miss out your day of exam, then there is nothing you'll be able to do about it. You have to stick to the time given and get started on that same day.
Okay, so I guess students should start preparing ahead of time for the exam. So over to the next question. So Mr. Muyu, I would actually like to know what kind of question does Unilag set for their students. So what type of question are we going to see? Like, is it going to be a CBT question or is it going to be paper written question?
Okay, the nature of Unilag Post-Utme is CBT, yeah, and you should expect questions based on the computer-based questions, though. So those are the questions you would expect. And about you getting a particular syllabus for Unilag, I do not think it works that way. And a lot of students have actually been asking to, get that. Let me just clear the air. Unilag cannot be predicted. They can come in diverse way. There are ways that what you just read will be different from what you meet in exam. And then there are ways that what you read will be what they would give you. You can be expecting a question on information about the school, and then you meet information about the country. So it might actually be different. But in all, just expect a total of 40 questions, 40 questions, 15 mathematics questions, 15 English questions, then 10 general knowledge questions. General knowledge would contain information from the school, from the country, from current affairs and all. So just expect 40 questions in all. And then you can't predict that they are going to come in from a particular textbook. It doesn't work that way. They can actually select questions randomly from your PQ and then they would set for you. So in all, just expect 40 questions. 40 questions.
Lots of questions. Okay. So is it kind of the way Jam set their question? Like how many what's the subject combination? If we think I think that we didn't get that part right. Like for Jam, we know that Jam normally set Jam is we have four subject combination in Jam. So how is because for my school, which is Futo, we normally set five. We have five subject combinations. So what about Unilag?
Okay, Unilag subject combination is just three. There are just three. That's mathematics, English, and general knowledge. Mathematics, English, and general knowledge. There are just three. And then you can't do what the subject you registered for in JAB for the post-UTME. So the subject, irrespective of your course, it is always the same. It is the same thing. So if you are studying, you want to study English rather, you would do mathematics, English, general knowledge. You want to do any course on medicine, on surgery and all, you do mathematics, general knowledge, and English. But in totality, it's just within the range of 30 minutes. You are timed within a range of 30 minutes to answer 40 questions. 30 minutes. So that's about that.
Wow. Wow. So that's how tough Unilag is. I can
Yeah.
really imagine what the student will be having in mind now. So for the last question we have, Mr. Muyiwa, what advice are you will you prefer to give an aspirant who is about to sit for Unilag Post UTME exam? What advice are you going to give as such a one?
Okay, to such aspirants, I would say fear not, because in life we've been doing a lot of examination, from work to jam and all. So it's been back to back, series of examinations and all. So fear not. Believe in yourself first before you make other people believe in you. You should believe in yourself. If you can't trust yourself, you can't picture good things for yourself, then other people are not going to picture anything good for you. So you have to have that self-confidence, not overconfidence. So you have to have self-confidence in yourself that you are well able to do it. A lot of people would feed you with reports of how they failed, reports of how the school checked them, reports of how they were unable to meet the cutoff mark. You're going to hear a lot of negative reports even before you go for your examination. So all of these things should not wear you down. Know that you're a different person, you're a different personality, and that your case is different from several other people out there. So you should believe in yourself, have a focus, the focus that you want to leave this house. A lot of people are faced with domestic chores. You want to wash plates in the morning, you'll be the one to fetch water, you'll be the one to run errands and all. So they are really, really tired. They want to find a way that they will leave the house. The only way you can prove that is to gain admission. And let this be in you. Even as you plan to write the examination, have a cautiousness that I don't want to repeat JAM again. I don't want to write JAM again. Have that reality that JAM is just once in a year. And after this year, I'll have to wait for another year. So don't lose chances. Don't even take it for granted at all. So be intentional about it. And I wish you the best. Thank you.
Um, so thank you very much, Mr. Muyiwa, for joining this interview. We really appreciate. So for us students that are aspiring for Unilag, you have heard it all from him. Unilag is a tough school in which you actually need to prepare before time, prepare for your exam. Just three subjects combination. I guess you guys can do it. You can just study as much as you can. If you've seen that your JAM result is not as encouraging as you actually want it to be, this is a good opportunity for you to start reading harder. You start because for admission, we believe that it's not based on only your UTME result, is both the combination of your O level, your JAM, and your post UTME is results. So there's still time for you to gain a good aggregate for your departmental cutoff mark. So thank you for joining this section, and we wish you guys a good luck. So thank you, Mr. Miwa, for joining us. Thank you very
You're
much, sir.
welcome. You're
Right.
welcome. Thanks for having me.
Okay.